Hello, this is the second chapter of Salivari Thoughts. So I have here my spaghetti dish and some cheese that I will put on it and then show you how it's look. Is today a kind of special pesto. I've had a look on Google how it's called in English. It's pesto from Ramson. In French or Italian is aglio orsino or ail de ours, and in English it seems that is Ramson. Well, so this is the format of this video, and we will share this moment together, and maybe you will also eat, and we will spend this moment speaking on a sort of topic that I was thinking about this week. Is resuming in one sentence, and it is make it short or make it deep. So, as always, I'm not really prepared exactly about what I will speak about, and it's more to eat and let's getting the mind find his own connections. So I thought about this topic because I have sometimes a problem to share stuff I like, and I really notice that sometimes it's you want to share it full and in a complete way, and in the same time you see that your audience get a little bit bored. So how to manage this situation that you want to get really precise into the conversation, and at the same time you are a little bit holding the dialogue, but somehow it's necessary to give all the information to the other person to create a nice exchange of arguments afterwards. So then it happened that people, they are not listening to you anymore, so you have to make it short, and this is the second strategy. But then it's happened that or the person know as much as you, and you take the risk to be unprecise, and then the argument will be that you are not precise enough. Or the second possibility, then probably there is more possibilities, but I try to make it short, is that the person in front of you will give you arguments that are already into the topic, but you wanted to make it short, so you couldn't speak about. And yeah, that's really for me a big deal, how to find a way to manage this I also noticed that in these YouTube experimentations, most of the people that I've seen videos, they say that is a little bit long. And I understand, but at some point, how you can go deep, and when you go deep, stuff are less clear and also needs to being elaborated, and more you get deep and more you also have a different perspective, and there is more stuff that they will link to the topic, and you go to be confused, and sorry, I'm like enjoying a little bit the spaghetti of today. So yeah, one strategy I tried to use, but doesn't make more clear what I wish to say, it's to use poetry, because poetry somehow allow to make, I would say, conceptual shortcuts, and to not enter really in a kind of, I would say, dialectical aesthetic that you have to describe every point in a full way, and you can just drops argument, and then the other person can catch what they want, or to elaborate it more, but then I don't know if really you can go deep into the subject to describe it. Let's make an example. Like, there is one movie, and I want to speak about this movie. So, a really short way to speak about this movie, it's hey, this movie, it's very nice. You should go to see it. Oh, why it's nice? Because it speaks about a lot of stuff. But then, in my personal perspective, I really appreciate when you can share what happened in the movie, how it's working. So you start to describe the plot and what happening, and then you see that to make it more clear, you should also share how it is edited, and try to find a way to describe the rhythm. Then you see that you should also describe the characters, and how the characters behave, and what they have to do, and how they will do it, and then you can go a little bit deeper and also find which movie it's similar, or in which kind of history is part of, and then maybe you go to speak to another movie to just tell what kind of feeling you had seeing the movie that you are actually speaking about. But at the end you have spoke 1 hour and the other person don't really have a space, and if the most easy is when the other one have seen the movie, so you can shortcuts a little bit the stuff, but this is also allow you to get deeper in more detail about the clothes, the lights, and so on. So this is like a contrast or a paradox about short or deep, and how to make a dialogue with the people. Of course, there is like this kind of form, like book. You can write a book on the movie, and or a essay and few pages to share what you have saw and everything that get in your mind watching that movie, or you're making like a YouTube video or a radio conference or even a conference. But that's not resolve the dialogue situation. And it's I noticed that since the, let's call it, the era of internet, I have the impression that we speak less about stuff we see, and this reason, I think it's because we are all in a rush and want to have like this short information and to understand like fast the what's the movie about and why it's so important and so on. So that's for me the place to some people that they're very good at it, and they have this sentence quite strong, like oh, that movie is the best movie of the year, you have absolutely to see it. But alright, that's really nice, but what's your relationship with this movie? Why you think it's giving you a key to understand or resume the year? And then most of the answer are you have to watch it. I cannot explain, you have to watch it. Well, but maybe I don't want to watch it, and or I don't have the time to watch it, but I have the time to be now, and I give you all the permission to spoiling me and really to tell me the movie and to be the movie, to make it real. And I met few people that they're able to do it, and more few people that they're doing it well. But anyway, I appreciate. And the same topic is about art. That you ask someone, how was the exhibition? And then you have always that, yeah, this is really necessary work, it's so contemporary. I really deal with concept or form or aesthetic, what else? And then you ask to describe the artwork and they say, it's hard to describe. I'm sure that is hard to describe. But somehow I really want to get deep into it, and the person that is in between me and the artwork is this person that is trying to tell me that this artwork is necessary for my life and my understanding, my knowledge, and what else. But we have to make it short. So it's difficult to resume everything, and most of the strategy is to somehow name dropping how the artwork looks like and which other artwork could you make you understand, and which other artists are working like that. Like if you could make understand better the artwork itself. Anyway, I'm not so let's say precise in my knowledge, so sometimes they say me, yeah, it's look like this work of the other guy, and for me it's becoming more abstract than if they will take the risk to try to describe it and to take the time necessary to do it. But I of course speak about it with some people, and I had like the argument that they are afraid to speak too much or to not be clear, to be imprecise. And of course I think that when you are describing something that is not in front of both people, you are unprecise because you could never replace the objects you are speaking about. I think you are doing, and it's what I like, and then I would finish because I finished my dish, so that's the deal. When I'm finished to eat, I'm finished to speak. But I think that is the moment where some kind of creativity happen, and also your position as an audience became active, and it's not anymore about the power of the artwork, movie, event. You can, this could happen also with a birthday party, or also like traveling. When you ask someone, how was your travel, and they say, I cannot describe it to them. Of course you cannot, but what will be to choose, and how you will put on words this experience to share. And I think at that moment the event became really yours, and you are not anymore a spectator or someone that just receive in a passive way, but you are also really integrated it in your brain and your body, your mind, and also with accepting to not sharing it exactly how it was, and this is impossible. And myself, I had this problem more with travel, because I could tend to speak about everything, because all my body and my sense were stimulated, and I have to choose. And I try to make it short, making a panoramic about all the sensation of my body, and most of the time I miss the subject for my audience. But yeah, so as you can see, now I'm also getting deep into this topic and being lost a bit, but I think I've touched the essential points about this question I had, and they of course need to be more elaborated or ordered in a specific situation or other video or writing or what else. But yeah, I really think I've shared with you the cluster of everything I had soaked on this question, and I have also spoke with other friends, so now I'm trying to resuming, and we are close to the usual format, less than 25 minutes, and I don't know if I made it short or deep. You will know it better than me, and if you have time to come in Biel in the Lumpen Universität, I will be very happy to speak more time about these questions, or we can find a way to communicate by this digital device. So thank you, see you next week for the chapter 3 of Salivari Thoughts into the Lumpen Universität in Espace Libre, Biel, Switzerland. Tschüss.